please rise for the prayer and the pledge? Squire Garnett, would you lead us in the prayer, please?
Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we stand here humbly before you tonight as a group of citizens that are concerned about our community, and we want to see things go a great way for our community, and we humbly ask you to be with us as we conduct the business of this community in the best way that would be pleasing to you and the best for all the most citizens of the community. We ask all this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Squire Yearsley, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call by the fiscal court clerk, please.
Sparks Lemons. Here. Judy. Northcutt.
Here.
Garnet.
Here.
Burden. Yearsley.
Here.
Florence.
Here.
Philpott.
Here.
We have a couple magistrates absent tonight, but we have a quorum. In your packet, you had a copy of the previous meeting minutes. Do I have a motion of approval to approve the previous meeting minutes?
Move to approve. Second.
Who made the motion? Got a motion from Squire Yearsley and a second from Squire Northcutt. Is there any discussion or questions? Roll call vote.
Sparks Philpott.
Yes.
Florence.
Yes.
Yearsley.
Yes.
Garnet.
Yes.
Northcutt.
Yes.
Lemons.
Yes.
Motion carries. There is no old business on the agenda tonight, so we'll move right into the new business. And the first item is that Jerry Keith is here with us tonight from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to discuss rural secondary road program. Jerry, if you'd step to the podium, please. Thank you for being here tonight, sir.
Yes, sir, Judge, fiscal court members, it's a pleasure. Thanks for making me first always. Anyone new? I ask that every year. It's only been 15 years, I think, but do we need to explain the program? Everybody pretty much understands what we're here for.
Yes, sir.
What this is about. Okay. So this year's rural secondary program is a little different in a couple ways than previous years, more or less. But typically I'm here in February, and here we are, you know, end of August. So this thing was delayed, I guess, by the new secretary. For whatever reason, this was a very late program this year. In addition to that, the numbers have really been cut as far as the allotments go, the overall allotment, which will be the first number I'm going to read off here in just a few seconds. But, you know, everything's gone up, our allotment's gone down, you know, the flex funds have gone down. We're probably talking 2012 numbers here this year. So that, you know, it didn't make a lot of people happy, and including myself. I mean, what we have to whittle out of it to work with is not much either, but it is what it is. And this year's program you all have in front of you, the overall allotment this year is $870,792. Typically that's up over $1 million. They take out maintenance and traffic out of that of $391,900. They showed us, which I don't understand, but Frankfurt says it's correct. We had a free balance. Typically that's in the positive. That's money that we didn't spend out of our program, KYTC perspective, a previous year or years. But this year it was a negative number. I'm not sure how that happened or why that happened, but that comes out of the total as well. This year's flex funds, you can see, are $174,158. Those are the funds that you, as a court, have the right to elect to retain or let go to KYTC. So, mathematically, assuming that you would retain the flex funds this year, that leaves the cabinet $229,000 and some change to spend on that doesn't go very far. So this year's program for us is pretty simple. Kentucky 1940, Ruddles Mill. Our preliminary numbers we had before the final numbers you're hearing tonight allowed me to do that entire roadway, about 2.5 miles. Pretty rough shape overall, to be honest. I had to cut that back to roughly half from the 32 end down past. We're currently putting in a aluminum box culvert in the roadway. We hope to have that open in the morning if guardrail got installed today. But anyway, the roughest part of that road is that section. So we plan to do some milling, go back with like a 3-inch base and a surface on that road. That's why it's more costly to us to do it. But just putting an inch surface on that roadway is not going to get us anywhere. It's just not going to last. So we plan to work a little harder on that route, do less mileage, but do more repair work. That's really where our money is going. If, for instance, you choose not to elect to keep the flex funds, I would take that money and basically look at some slides on an RS route somewhere where I feel that money would be best spent. That's what we would do with it. And then we'll come back next year and see what kind of allotments we have and where we can go from there. Very situational. As you know, these routes change over the winter months. You know, we don't know what we're looking at next year. I put some suggestions on the bottom of here, but things can turn, so we'll revisit that next year. But that's pretty much our program, is focus on Ruddles Mill.
Okay, yeah.
So these miscellaneous slides, is that not included in that or is included?
That at this point, without any flex fund money being added, or if we however that works out, that there are no slide repairs proposed. Now, if the KYTC gets those, that's where I would look next, is try to find a slide or maybe two on an RS route, any RS route. But I mapped those a year or so ago. I'd have to revisit the ones I marked as worse for us and figure out which ones to do. I can't stand here and tell you which ones I would do. That's something I'd have to visit. But that's what we would do with the money if we were to receive the flex funds. But, you know how this goes. You know, it's your right to have those to utilize for your paving program, and, the court's decision.
So, which this probably isn't yours, but I just noticed that when they're putting this thin layer on, it's not holding up. There in front of the Methodist Church coming down that hill, they rolled that big pile up there, and then 62 going east, there in front of the Flat Run Park, all that's just really chattered up bad.
You're talking Church and 32 going out toward the hospital, where those big, yeah, we semi-addressed those a week or so ago. 32, which we can talk about later, but it should be let to be resurfaced in September. There are 2 lettings in September. That's an area we address. And over the years, I've always done a base failure repair there. Go down 6-7 inches where that shoving is taking place and put it back, but it doesn't. Traffic coming down, those heavier loads really push that area. Right now, I'm looking at trying to get a concrete section put in there.
Well, they're on 62, in the city limits. That's just, they just did that a few years ago, and it's all coming apart.
To be quite honest, I don't think asphalt is the same product it was 20 years ago. They've tried to, refine that mix, try to make it more, environmental friendly, or this, that, and the other. And it's not the same product. And a big problem with our roadways is not the surface. The surface, even what you're saying, could be okay, but it's what's below that. It's like wallpapering. It's going to reflect whatever's below it. And we never have the opportunity to go in and do a major rehabilitation project on a roadway that needs it. We get tossed money to just resurface. They won't let us do much more than that. We can address some bad areas, but only a certain percentage of that overall budget can go to that. We can't go in and say, instead of paving 5 miles, we only want to do 2 miles, but we want to pretty much rebuild the whole thing. Frankfurt will not allow us to do that. So I know it's frustrating, but we have to work the numbers as they pretty much prescribe, and unfortunately, we don't have the dollars to fix everything as much as I would like.
Is that a result of the gas tax?
The allotments this year, I hear that had a big play in it. Was we lost a lot of revenue there. They started sending these preliminary allotments probably March, April. I got 2 or 3 of them, and every time it kept going down. Yeah.
So if we have a road that's got slips on it, can we still turn it in?
For
1054 South?
you mean turn it in for, like, you?
I mean, would they entertain, we have nothing on here.
Mhm.
But I know we don't have the money, you don't have the money allotted either.
We don't have it either, and, okay, so it depends on 1054, and I don't know off the top of my head, I didn't bring my route log with me. It depends on that roadway classification. We have 4 different classifications, like for primary roadways, secondary roadways, RS. They have to be classified as an RS route to be able to spend this pot of money on. We can't take this and fix 36 or 27 or anything else. It has to be spent on RS. Now, the other program, for the FD05 program, which you guys don't hear from me, that's coming up now within the cabinet for next year's resurfacing, kind of all programmed by Frankfurt, and they did not allow any slide money like this program does. This is pretty flexible, this one is. The other one, they don't allow that. So it's frustrating for me, and I told Judge last year, I don't know if I sent it over, maybe I did, but, you know, I think I counted 300 and some slides that were either needed addressed or starting to form last spring. And you know that number's gone up, and they've probably gotten worse. And if Frankfurt ever comes up with a pot of money for District 6 and says, hey, where's your need, then I'm able to say, I've got this dozen, which I'd probably only get 2 or 3. And that money has kind of gone away. We haven't seen a lot of money for slide repairs. It has to be pretty specific and come from Frankfurt. The district doesn't. Right, yeah. We try to address them. I try to address them as best I can. We don't ignore them. And sad to say, you almost have to lose a roadway anymore before they consider it an emergency, and then they find the money somewhere. That's just kind of the way it works. It's like I said, it's an unfortunate situation, but again, it's not something ignored. But I've got them all mapped. Trust me. I know where. If I ever get any money, I know where to go in Harris County with them, and Grant for that matter. But it's waiting on the money. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even next year, they're saying. Even when things were booming and they were giving us a lot of money, we still couldn't maintain our roadways in a cycle. And now with less, it even expands that further. So you're right, it's going to be a ripple effect. But again, out of my control, out of your control, that's legislators and people we need to get in the ears of, I suppose. But and just touch on one more note. Well, we can go on with this, and if there's any questions afterward, anywhere else.
Need to make a motion to pay that. I'll give you a motion to pay 1.23 miles on Rose Mill, Kentucky Highway 1940.
Okay, yes, I've got a motion from Squire Florence to, now, we need to vote to retain the funds, right?
We need to vote to keep the fund, flexibility. The state's going to do it.
The state's going to do what it's being anyway.
Yeah. So we're voting on keeping the 174,000, retaining that ourselves for our resurfacing projects in Harrison County Road Department. So do I have a motion of approval to retain the flex funds for resurfacing projects within the Harrison County road system? Got a motion from Squire Philpott.
I'll second.
Got a second from Squire Lemons. Discussion. Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motion carries.
Any other questions about anything else in Harrison? I will say, we touched on 32, but I just want to let you know while I'm here. It's kind of been a hot topic, maybe more for the city, but 27X was awarded to be resurfaced just in the last week. And that will start over where 32 comes out, over by the Chinese restaurant, I'll call it, toward the bypass end, and come all the way through town and up over the Joby Hall Bridge to, I guess that's Church Street.
Yes.
It'd be the terminus of it. So that's kind of good news for a lot of people. The only bad thing, it's so late in the year, it came with a next mid-year to late year completion date, but it has been let and awarded. So that is coming.
Okay.
Are you going to ask him about the roundabout?
Yeah, I've already spoke to Jerry about the bypass extension from Highway 27 North over towards 392.
Yeah.
And he's going to get me some more information on that. But one more thing I do have, Jerry, and it's not really probably a rural secondary road issue, but it's a bridge issue. And it's a bridge that connects Harrison County to Scott County. And it's a North Fork Southern Railroad bridge that's been closed now for 3 years. And I'm getting a lot of complaints from Harrison County residents that are having to travel a lot of extra miles to get from point A to point B. So I could use some assistance.
Yeah, what route is that off of, or
Yes.
Field, F-I-E-L-D? Fields? Okay.
Right off 356,
Okay.
So we've got 2 railroad bridges in Harrison County that's been closed in my first term as county judge here, and I have resolved one of them. That's the Nebo Road Bridge down at Boyd. It's going to be replaced here soon with a
Okay.
new bridge, but I'm still not, hadn't made no traction with this bridge on Fields Road.
Is this a
Problem
timber?
is, the problem, what I'm being told is that the bridge is actually in Scott County. It's
Okay.
a Scott County bridge, which is District 7, and it connects to Harrison County, and we're District 6, so I'm gonna need some assistance moving forward with trying to resolve this bridge closure issue.
Who have you talked with in the cabinet about this? Anyone?
Gosh, Jerry, I've got his information in my office, I'm
Well,
sorry.
you can email me that too.
Everybody's-
I'll try to climb that ladder and see. Is it a timber bridge, or is it a,
Yes.
it's timber? Okay, okay. If you can get me who you've talked to, or at least
Okay.
started talking to, I can work it up the ladder. We do have a railroad liaison in Frankfort that
Okay.
communicates with the railroad, but I don't know in terms of the cabinet, District 6, District 7, where to steer you yet, but
Okay.
I need to see what people know about it and where it is and who's pressing for it or pushing, if at all.
I'll get you the information, and I'll email that with the bypass information.
Okay.
I'll email you this week.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you all.
Have a good evening, sir. All right, next item on new business is in your packet. You have a copy of the Harrison County Fire Protection District Board. Tax rates have been presented, and let's see. This year, they are 6.2 cents per $100 on real property and 5.9 cents per $100 on personal property, which is the same as last year. So the fire taxing district tax rates stayed, what went down?
Personal.
Oh, personal.
From 6.1 to 5.9.
Oh, okay.
So I noticed that. I wanted to thank the fire district for holding the line on one and actually cutting taxes on
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
appreciate them putting the people of Harrison County up
Yeah,
front.
that's good news, good news. So appreciate the fire taxing district holding those rates the same and trying to lower them a little more. So good deal with that. Next item of business is consider approval to hire Ava Hopkins as a part-time kennel worker, co-op. She's still a student in school, and she's going to be co-oping at the animal shelter at $10 an hour, effective August 24th of 2026. Do I have a motion of approval to hire Ava Hopkins as a part-time kennel worker?
Give you a motion to hire Eva for the part-time kennel work.
Got a motion from Squire Northcutt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Squire Florence. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motion carries. And these, these hires we're doing tonight at the animal shelter, they're co-ops, so they're not all going to be working at the same time. They're going to have limited hours, and they're going to be a big help to us on the weekends where we've been lacking in having some extra help. So the next item of business is to consider approval to hire Peyton Evans as a part-time kennel worker, co-op student at the animal shelter, for $10 an hour, effective August 24th of 2026. Got a motion from Squire Florence,
Second.
second from Squire Northcutt. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, consider approval to hire Jenna Watkins as a part-time kennel worker. She is also a student that's going to be co-oping with us at the animal shelter for $10 an hour, effective 8/24 of 2026. Got a motion from Squire Florence, second from Squire Philpott. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motion carries. Next item is to consider approval to hire David Bodette as a full-time, non-certified deputy sheriff at $23 an hour, effective on the acceptance of the position. Do I have a motion of approval? Yeah.
Chrissy's got a prospective deputy that she would like to hire. He's already gone through all of the background checks and clearance through, he applied for a position at Field and Wildlife, Fish and Wildlife, sorry, for the state, but their pool was so large that I guess he wasn't chosen, but she'd like to offer a position to him. This is approval to offer him the position.
But has he done anything on his training as far
No,
as?
he's non-certified, he'll have to go to the training in Richmond. But she would like approval to offer him a position.
I'll give you a motion for approval.
Got a motion to hire David Bodette. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Got a second from Squire Lemons. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on the new business is to consider approval to increase deputy county clerk salaries by $1 per hour effective September 1st of 2026. In your packet, you have a letter from the county clerk requesting $1 on the hour raise for the 7 deputies.
Give you a motion.
Got a motion from Squire Florence and a second from Squire Yearsley to approve $1 an hour increase for the deputy county clerks. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on new business is just a matter of record. Marilyn Heal's last day of employment with the animal shelter was August the 12th of 2026. Next item is to discuss replacement of 2 LG heat and air units in the courthouse. In your package, you have a copy of 2 estimates I requested. One from Intertech Mechanical Services and one from Allstate Heating and Cooling. If you'll grab those from your package, you can see the scope of work there and the price. So from Allstate Heating and Cooling, price to replace 2 LG indoor units with new units of the same size and type is $7,215.00. And below that, you can see the scope of work. From the second estimate is from Intertech Mechanical Services to furnish and install 2 LG units in the courthouse. You can see the scope of work. Seems like their scope of work, there's more detail to it. And their price was $6,387.
delivery of equipment. And then a year after they install. It didn't really say, which units are those that work with those buildings?
They're on this south side of the courthouse, over here in the judge's office side of the courthouse. We've got 2 units that are completely out.
What?
Are you hot or cold? Depends on the weather.
It all depends on the weather, changes with the seasons.
Road, that big business, that's a pretty easy choice.
Yeah, so I would like to see if I can get a motion of approval from the fiscal court to hire Intertech to change out these 2 LG evaporators, save $1,000 or so on the job. Got a motion from Squire Philpott, second from Squire Yearsley to accept the bid from Intertech Mechanical Services to replace the 2 LG evaporator heads. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote.
Squire Philpott. Beardsley. Carter.
Yes.
Barclay.
Yes.
Lemons.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on new business is just another matter of record. In your packets, you have a letter from the Grant County Fiscal Court. They have terminated the tire disposal agreement with the Harrison County Fiscal Court due to equipment failure. I was told by the county judge of Grant County last week that their tire grinding machine has failed and needs over $60,000 worth of repair in the knives that cut and chop and shred the tire, and also the electric motor. So they have elected not to repair the piece of equipment and discontinue the services.
What are we gonna do with the tire?
We'll just have to go back to using Liberty Tire. You know, Grant County was a pretty easy and quick haul for us compared to a day trip to Liberty Tire and back. So we do still have a disposal site to get rid of them at with Liberty Tire, but Grant County is out of the tire disposal business now. So just want to make that a matter of record. Final item on new business is another matter of record. The county clerk is to surplus a Dell computer, monitor, and a keyboard. You have a copy of that in your packet there with the model numbers displayed. So just want to make that a matter of record. That's all we have on the new business agenda tonight. We'll move on into the committee reports, starting with the road committee with Chair Florence, please.
Now, I talked to Kevin today, and they're gonna plug in the morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning, 1,800 tons of cold mix. They're gonna do the cold mix still until the weather cools off, and then they're gonna go to the hot mix. But they're out on the, kind of the west end of the county, and they're still working on trees that blew down last week, the latest windstorm we had. That's what they'll be doing. He said they went on and fixed the roller, the big roller. And so now they got 2 rollers. They got the new one, and then they have that other one kind of assistant.
Yep.
It seems to be doing well.
Yeah, they're making good progress this year with the road resurfacing, so, yeah, they're doing a good job. You know, the new paver we purchased and the new roller has made a big difference in our resurfacing operations, so, it's been real good this year.
He said they fixing that roller saved about $3,000 by them doing it there.
Yeah, doing that in-house repair, yeah, saved us, quite a few $1,000s, so that was good news there. And Allen Pike is being resurfaced this week. The solar company did hire a local contractor to resurface Allen Pike, and that should be completed by the end of the week. So finally, Allen Pike is being resurfaced. Thank you, Dwayne. Next up, we'll have the Animal Shelter Committee report from Chair Northcutt, please.
Intakes was 33, adoptions was 20, rescue pulls was 9, return to owners is 4, animals in is 33, animals out is 33. So another good report.
Good news there. And I will also report that the new drain system has been completed at the animal shelter. It's passed inspection and it's been concreted in, so we should be free and clear of drainage stop-ups in the future. So I'm happy that that's been completed, and the staff was really excited.
Somebody forgot to mention, Price did get done and all roads again. You got spots that they missed, complaints. Just what happened, let the judge's office down there.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know.
Mary, they did it real good.
Yeah, I hadn't had no complaints at all about the recent roadside mowing, but I have had compliments. So hats off to Chad Price and Son Mowing Crew for the good work they do. Thank you, Bob. Next up, we'll have the Personnel Committee report. And really, the only thing to report is what we've covered tonight. You know, we've hired 3 part-time co-op students at the animal shelter to help fill in the void where we did lose a employee last week. So we were lucky that we had three willing good young adults to step in and help us out. So looking forward to bringing them on right away. And of course, Marilyn Hill's last day of employment was August 12th of 2026. And that's all there is to report on the Personnel Committee. Next up, we'll have Farm Facilities Committee from Chair Yearsley, please.
Recreation Center update, the striping was done last week, it looks really good. If you haven't had a chance, stop out there and take a look at it. They were out there working on the internet connection today. I don't know how far they got, but it was real busy out there, spending time there. Did you want to give an update on the courthouse situation with moisture?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Chris Philpott and I, Magistrate Philpott, we've been discussing with the local contractor about the moisture issue we're still having in the courthouse here. You know, we've got the top addressed around the roof. We had that taken care of, and you can see what it's doing to us, but we're still having moisture on the first floor, especially in Linda's office, in the county clerk's office. And we've talked to a local contractor over the past couple of weeks, and what we're going to do, we're going to look at about installing a French drain on the back wall of the courthouse here. But first, before we do that, we need to have an inspection. So the contractor is going to bring in a mini excavator, and he's going to dig, what was it, Chris, two test ditches? Yeah, about 8 to 10 foot deep, and actually take a good look at what's going on below the surface with the basement wall and how we can cure the moisture from wicking up the walls.
Is it in the records area or in the license plate area?
Both, and it just keeps continue. It continues to draw moisture.
That's the one I told you about before, where there used to be a room down there, and there's not a room down there.
I think we see the door that's been blocked up and concreted in.
So I don't know if that's
So,
the issue or what, but that would be
Be a good place for a test area anyway.
yeah.
I'll knock a hole in it if you want. They
But-
did, I mean, because they used to, you know, all the service work, and there used to be a room underneath there, because that's where the old, coal boiler was at.
Yeah.
And then when they did the remodel, 10 years ago, 12, whenever it was, we redid all the courthouse, that got blocked up. I don't know if that's an issue or.
So is there a basement under the center section of this courthouse? We're being told it's on a slab.
Well, the center.
Right here below.
Out front, along the steps, that's solid.
Okay.
But back in Linda's part.
Say under Linda's office, is that on a slab or is there a basement under there?
Like when you go
Yeah.
And you scan your record, that part under there, used to be able to get under there, but I don't think you can get under there anymore. That's where that blocked up door is. So I don't know if, you know, if you've got a crawl space on your house and you don't ventilate the crawl space or condition the air in it, then you're gonna get moisture and severely. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's gonna have the temperature change from what's above it to what's under it. And I don't know what they did under there.
I just know I've been here 4 years, and every year, you know, we're dealing with this year after year, and it just continues to get worse. So, Bennett Construction has given me an estimate to come in with a mini excavator and dig these test ditches at $2,400. And once they're dug, we can kind of see what's going on below the surface and see what Chris is more of a building construction type guy. There was some kind of material he could line that basement wall with to keep moisture out.
And it's got a water resistant quality on one side, and that's what they do on all the buildings. Now, Bennett, when he come out and look at it, Jason Bennett, he looked at it, he said he's got a friend of his that is top notch on that kind of stuff. He tried to get his advice, once we get it dug out, to see what, you know, what would be the best recourse, once we see what we're doing.
So
They got a membrane, like, deal that we put up against that.
the Methodist Church had that problem on their side entrance where the wheelchair ramp is. They used to be steps. And when they put that wheelchair ramp in, there's actually a sump pump on the outside of the building that pumps water away from that building with the sump pump. It still functions. That was many years ago, but I don't think that is no problem after that.
If we don't get this cured another 4 years, there's not going to be any plaster left on the walls down there. You know, it just continues to get worse, and I guess we're just going to have to go below the surface and do an inspection and see what we're up against.
Put that in like a block.
Unless we can find a way to get under the center section of the courthouse here.
Well, the center, the very, that's on the solid, but the back half is basement, but where they're having a water issue, which is right back here, is where the coal chute used to be for the old coal fire pole. There was one there, and then they moved it to the side over here, where that metal top's at, and I don't know if that's sealed up or not, but that probably ought to be sealed up too.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that was, because those bathrooms, I guess, are still down there.
No, no bathrooms down there anymore.
Where the bathrooms.
Used to be, yes, sir. Used to be, yeah.
But there used to be another room in the middle, and that's what they blocked up, but I don't know why they blocked it up.
Huh.
Big body. Hey, we'll find out.
Well, if you see some digging or ditching behind the courthouse here, that's what that'll be.
I'll
So.
go back to the rec center just a
Yeah.
question. I was up last Thursday and looked, they haven't started putting any fixtures in the restrooms or anything yet at that time, and of course, they're upstairs they're working on, but are we getting any kind of date that they're gonna be done with that?
I haven't yet. Now, I will meet with Nathan this week and try to get a solid date.
Well, I don't know, you talked, said Nathan's kind of taking over some of that too.
Oh, has it?
He's
No.
working more Nathan closely than Nathan is.
Who's that?
He's just another person with he's just, I think he'll be a little bit, I'm not saying Nathan hasn't been good, but I think he'll be on.
I was told 3 or 4 weeks ago, Charlie, I was told by November.
Yeah, we were told that this time last year about.
Right. We've been told, you know,
See where we're at.
we just keep moving it back. Yeah, it is. But it is moving forward, you know, it's coming together.
The city's gonna do the sidewalk, and we're gonna do
Parking lot.
yeah.
When's the city gonna do? Are we waiting on?
They've already got,
I knew they had stakes and things, but.
well, now they've already got the back side and the
Okay.
side towards the splash pad done.
Was there any rush to blacktop that parking lot? Because that's where they had that ditch that was
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't come back to that, they just filled it up forever.
Yeah.
I just wonder what,
Need some time to settle then.
I would like to
Yeah.
see one enter on it anyway,
Yeah.
see what does next spring.
Yeah, there you go.
Always put DG on it and come back when you have a good solid parking lot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, Dwayne. Yes, sir.
It's savage, you know.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Like getting ready to blacktop and see what it does over the winter.
Yeah, let it settle and let's look at blacktopping in the spring, first of spring or something.
But I'd say that ditch, I know it's a leak. All that up in front is all moved around.
Yeah.
Dirt, field,
Right.
bush.
And we have gained some more parking. You know, we did move some field and we've gained more parking. So, yeah, I like that plan. We'll let it settle over winter. Next up, we'll have the Parks and Recreation Committee report from Chair Garnett, please.
Soccer season starts this weekend. Fall ball, baseball, and softball will start next weekend. The splash pad will close September the 7th. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Charlie. Next up, we'll have the County Treasurer report from County Treasurer Melody, please.
Your vendor claims were in your packet. We had a few utilities come in that the due date was before our next meeting, so we did a small batch. Those were handed out before the meeting. Any questions on your vendor claims?
Make a motion to pay bills.
Got a motion from Squire Florence and a second from Squire Philpott to pay the bills. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Also, your transfers were in your packet. I need to move, shuffle a little money around to pay bills. Is there any questions on that?
Make a motion to approve the transfers.
Second.
Got a motion from Squire Florence and a second from Squire Northcutt to approve the transfers. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Motion carries. That takes care of their treasurer's report. Thank you, Melody. Appreciate it. Next up, we'll have the county attorney report from County Attorney Vaughn, please.
I've got a couple of things. First thing is closing of a portion of Van Deeren Lane. So this would be the portion of the road that's not maintained by the county. So the lane is maintained so far by the county. And after that, after the maintenance ends, it kind of turns into a road that's used by, a drive that's used by several of the residents. And John Lair has some clients. I think it services 6 or 7 properties back there. And John Lair has some clients where they want to build their own roadway on rock or gravel or whatever past the county maintenance point. But he doesn't want the public using it. He wants it to only be used by the landowners back there. So I don't see where the county really owns any right in it, but he just wanted us to make sure that we weren't going to use that as a county road what they're developing. So the county would still really maintain and have what we've always maintained.
What was the first 3/10?
Yeah, I think first 3/10.
It's already marked out.
Yeah,
It's-
right,
yeah.
right.
So it'd be that portion of the road that's after the county maintenance.
Yeah, as long as we don't get something like that on White Oak where they go there and build 20 houses, then most of the road does it.
Well, this is not a new subdivision right there. So this is,
Not yet.
One new house back there, and I think there's only one up there. More than that, there's only 2 property owners.
I think there were 6 or 7 property owners. I don't know how many residents.
Is there one person that owns the rest of that driveway back, or?
No, I don't think so. I think there's 6 or 7. Of course, the driveway goes on back with lanes. And what John is actually going to do is if we agree to close this, he's going to try to contact all those property owners and get them to sign an agreement.
Yeah, if all the property owners sign off on it,
Yeah,
then we,
he's going to try to get all of them to sign
They
off
put
on
a
it.
private drive up, sign up there.
It's going to be a private drive, yeah. That's
So
what I mean.
put a sign up there.
The whole road's going to be private.
No,
no.
Just on back.
this
Yeah.
passes the county maintenance law.
Bradley, I asked Kevin to put an end of county road maintenance sign up.
Put a sign up, okay.
Would we be responsible for like a turnaround, in case for bus?
No,
At the car park, we would?
no. No nothing more than what we already have.
So why do we have to vote to close the road that?
That we don't own?
Yeah.
No.
Well, he wants to make sure that the county's not claiming any, it's undisputed that it's not a public road.
I would feel more comfortable if we had the signatures of those residents, those 6 residents back there prior to closing. That would be what I would-
Right. And there's a process we have to go through anyway,
Yeah.
right? We have to advertise that.
This just be starting the process. But it's up to you all.
So we need to go on, start the process.
Yeah, start the process, because we'll have to advertise,
Okay.
do things like that. Of course, if John can get everybody's signature, that's a different story.
So do I have a motion of approval to begin the road closing process of Van Deer Lane
Past the
past the
county.
3/10th mile of end of county maintenance?
I'll give you a motion.
Got a motion from Squire Northcutt. Second from Squire Philpott. Discussion? And we're not voting to close the road, this is just voting to begin the process.
And Gary, Lane,
Yes.
Steve.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Squire Philpott.
Yes.
Florence. Beardsley.
Yes.
Garnet.
Yes.
Northcutt.
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now, I've got 3 other items that are all related. These all deal with the FEMA properties that are in Claysville. So, I don't know if all of you are aware, but the county owns several lots there that were bought out by FEMA during the flood. So, the county signed a lease agreement with Harold Whitley and Larry Woodruff to take care of those properties. So they mowed them. Basically, they kind of kept people off of them, kept people from parking their cars, and trash on them. But Harold says he's not able to keep up with it. He signed a 99-year lease with Harold. So at some point, that's going to come to an end. But he said he's not able to take care of it anymore. He wanted to get out of that lease. So he's asking his 2 leases be terminated. And then for one of the properties, it's called the Wilson property in the lease. Rick and Tanya Wilson have agreed to assume that one. So they basically keep it mowed, maintained, and keep people off of it and keep it using. No structure can be built there. Maybe a shelter. No enclosed structure can be built on those buildings. So they maybe build a picnic shelter or a playground equipment. That's about it. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess the first item would be termination of lease for 3 properties listed.
Okay, so do I have a motion of approval to terminate the lease with Harold Whitley and Larry Woodruff for the Claysville FEMA properties?
Motion. Motion.
Got a motion from Squire Garnet, second from Squire Florence. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Squire Simmons.
Yes.
Northcutt.
Yes.
Garnet.
Yes.
Beardsley. Florence. Philpott.
Maybe get approval.
Motion carries.
For Rick and Tanya Wilson to assume the lease that Harold Whitley signed on deed book 242, page 35.
Okay, so Rick Wilson lives in the area, and I believe he owned this property before the flood.
Right.
So now I'll need a motion of approval to lease the Claysville FEMA property to Rick and Tanya Wilson.
Move to approve.
Got a motion from Squire Yearsley,
Second.
second from Squire Northcutt. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Squire Simmons.
Yes.
Northcutt.
Yes.
Garnet.
Yes.
Beardsley.
Yes.
Florence. Philpott.
And that's all I have, right?
Motion carries. That's all we have on the agenda tonight. Is there anyone in the audience that has anything to bring forth tonight before the fiscal court? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.